Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to continue the story The Rat Trap Part 4 from the book Flamingo. Uh, now, see, after taking a stranger at their home, the father and the daughter are talking together. The daughter was very much suspicious because of his appearance, okay, and because of his guilty look, suspicious look. So see how they are talking and what they are talking. You must have patience, my little girl, said the father. As soon as he gets clean and dressed up, you will see something different. Last night, he was naturally embarrassed. Means the father was talking about the strangers, okay, his appearance and his suspicious nature. It was due to, okay, his condition and misery and pathetic condition. So he is trying to convince his daughter that once he will be cleaned up, okay, shaved and put on new clothes, okay, then he will look very fine. The tramp manners will fall away from him, okay, with the tramp clothes. He is telling, see, the dressing sense. Don't judge a book by its cover. He is telling that tramp manners will fall away from him with the tramp clothes. He is telling that as soon as the worn out clothes will be removed from his body and given nice one, the his ill look, okay, evil spirits that is transparent or visible on his face, that will also be removed. Just as he said this, the door opened and the strangers entered. After the sentence, as soon as the sentence finished, strangers, okay, opened the gate and entered. Yes, now he was truly clean and well dressed. The velvet had bathed him, cut his hair, and shaved him. Moreover, he was dressed in a good looking suit of clothes which belonged to the iron master. And now he has dressed up, okay, in the clothes of the iron master. He wore a white shirt and a stretched collar and whole shoes. But although his guest was now so well groomed, the iron master did not seem pleased. Means he was very nicely, dressed, but he was not pleased, happy. Let's see why. He looked at him with a puckered brow, and it was easy to understand that when he had seen the strange fellow in the uncertain reflection from the furnace, he might have made a mistake, but that now, when he stood there in broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. And now he was looking, okay, and judging once again. Was the man was the same, okay, is this man the same whom I consider my old acquaintance? So now he's trying to just inspect him once again, and he was little bit suspicious because of the daughter's remark, okay, just now. So what does this mean? He thundered. The stranger made no attempt to dissimulate. He saw at once that the splendor had come to an end. Now finally the grandeurs, okay, the importance is going to be over. Now this was the thought of the exchangers. It is not my fault, sir. It means he wanted to say something. He wanted to give explanation of his reality because of the strange and unique look of the iron master. He said, I never pretended to be anything but a poor trader, and I pleaded and begged to be allowed to stay in the forge, but no harm has been done. At worst, I can put on my rags again and go away. This was his explanation. He, uh, he does not want to stay there for any longer, okay? Well, said the iron master, hesitating a little. It was not quite honest either. You must admit that, and I should not be surprised if the sheriff would like to have something to say in the matter. Means the iron master was telling that if I will hand you over to the sheriff, means the police officer. The tramp took a step forward and struck the table with his fist. Means this shows his irritation and annoyance. Now I am going to tell you, Mr. Iron Master, how things are. He said, "This whole world is nothing but a big rat trap." Now he's telling and narrating his personal stories. All the good things that are offered to you are nothing but cheese, reins, and bits of work set out to drag a poor fellow. Now he's narrating his personal feelings and thoughts about this world, that he was fallen in the line of thought that this world is a trap, and all the human beings and everything's are, uh, rat, and they are tempted with, uh, with the bait stuck in the trap. So these things he was telling, into trouble. And if the sheriff comes now and locks me up for this, then you, Mr. Ironmaster, must remember that a day may come when you yourself may want to get a big piece of pork, and then you will get caught in the trap. Means he is just speaking little bit confidently, and the philosophy that always remains okay in his mind about trap and the world and about the human being and everything. He is just sharing with the Iron Master. The Iron Master began to laugh. That was not so badly said, my good fellow. Perhaps we should let the sheriff alone on Christmas Eve. But now get out of here, okay, as fast as you can. But just as the man was opening the door, the daughter said, means now finally, the Iron Master, um, realized, recognized the actual face of his, comrades, and finally decided this is not the man whom I consider my acquaintance, my friend. So after this particular discussion, the Iron Master was very much angry, and ordered him just leave the place as soon as possible. So as soon as he wanted to open the door, means the strangers now see the daughter arrived. Means Adla Williamson arrived, and see what happens then. I think he ought to stay with us, okay, today. I don't want him to go. And with that, she went and closed the door. And finally, she wanted that these strangers should stay here till Christmas Eve. What in the world are you doing? Okay, said the father. The daughter stood there quiet. Now, initially, the daughter was protesting and the father was favoring. And now, father was protesting, okay, and the daughter was favoring too, in favor of, the strangers. And she wanted these strangers to stay at their home. The daughter stood there quite embarrassed and hardly knew what to answer. The morning she had felt so happy when she thought how home-like and Christmassy she was going to make things for the poor, hungry wretch. Means she wanted to celebrate the Christmas, okay? She wanted to prepare so many delicious dishes for the angry man, not angry man, the poor man, hungry man, okay? And she wanted to feed him. She could not get away from the idea all at once, and that was why she had interceded for the vagabond. Means she interfered in this matter of his father and the strangers, that the father was not willing to uh, strangers to stay there, and but the daughter wanted, okay, to prepare delicious food and offer him, okay, and fed him, and just love him, or we can say that she wanted to facilitate him, okay, just like a captain, just like a guest. Hello, I am thinking of this stranger here, said the young girl. He walks and walks the whole year long, and there is probably not a single place in the whole country where he is welcome and can feel at home. This was his request, okay? This was his, observation about this rich fellow, vagabond, a stranger. Wherever he turns, he is chased away. Means because of the world's cruelty, he has become like that. Always he is afraid of being arrested and cross-examined. I should like to have him join a day of peace with us here. Just one in the whole year. Uh, this was the request, okay, of the Edla Williamson, and this was that she wanted to treat with the treat the strangers very nicely, even knowing that he is not the man, and the father does not want him to stay there with them in the eve of the Christmas. The iron master mumbled something in his beard, and he could not bring himself to oppose her. And finally he was not able to oppose her, his daughter. It was all a mistake of course, she continued. But anyway, I don't think we ought to chase away a human being whom we have asked to come here and to whom we have promised Christmas cheer. See the sentence, how nicely she is speaking here. She is telling that we should not treat him, as a thief, as a anyone, because we have asked him to come, this Christmas Eve and just enjoy this one. You do preach worse than a parson, said the iron master. I only hope you won't have to regret this. The young girl took the stranger by the hand and led him up to the table. Now sit down and eat, she said, for she could see that her father had given in. The man with the rat trap said not a word. He only sat down and helped himself to the food, and this was the first time he was nicely treated, and politely asked to sit and eat. Time after time he looked at the young girl who had interceded for him. Why had she done it? What could the crazy idea be? After that Christmas Eve at Ramsjo passed just as it always had. The stranger did not cause any trouble because he did nothing but sleep. Means he was not disturbing, he was all the time sleeping and avoiding the company of the host. The whole forenoon he lay on the sofa in one of the guest rooms and slept at one stretch. At noon they woke him up so that he could have his share of the good Christmas fare. But after that he left again. It seems as though for many years he had not been able to sleep as quietly and safely as here at Ramsjo. See the condition of the pathetic and miserable condition of the strangers. Means he wanted to sleep, for a long time, because he has not slept, for a long time peacefully and quietly. In the evening when the Christmas tree was lighted, they woke him up again, and he stood for a while in the drawing room blinking as though the candlelight hurt him. But after that it disappeared again. 2 hours later he was aroused once more. He then had to go down into the dining room and eat the Christmas feast and porridge. Means this way they are just very nicely treating him, and trying to feed him, the best food they have. As soon as they got up from the table, he went around to each one present and said thank you and good night. Means see the treatment, the strangers is getting, and because of this kind and affectionate treatment, now he'll be changed, as a human being. So that's why the debate topic or a speech topic will come uh, from these paragraphs, that corporal punishment should be abolished. Okay, yes or no? So it should be abolished. So you will give these all references, that no one is by birth a criminal or murderer. It's the situation or system, or the treatment he gets, in the society, and become like that. If a man will be uh, treated very nicely, politely and kindly, there may be a chances of just reflaming the humanity within it. But when he came to the young girl, she gave him to understand that it was her father's intention that the suit which he wore was to be a Christmas present. And now the daughter came and just uh, gave him the fur coat as a Christmas present gift. He did not have to return it, and if he wanted to spend next Christmas Eve in a place where he could rest in peace and be sure that no evil would befall him, he would be welcomed back again. The man with the rat trap did not answer anything to this. He only stared at the young girl in boundless amazement. This was his surprise, that how can human being so good, nice, delicate, soft and affectionate. Means he was totally surprised with the delicacy of this young girl. The next morning, the Iron Master and his daughter got up in good season to go to the early Christmas service. Their guest was still asleep, and they did not disturb him. When at about 10 o'clock they drove back from the church, the young girl sat and hung her head even more dejectedly than usual. Means this was that she was not very happy. At church, she had learned that one of the old crofter of the ironworks had been robbed by a man who went around selling rat traps. And now this was the rumor. This was the rumor, okay, near the church around it, that one man, crofter, was robbed by a man who was selling rat traps. And now the things are clear for the father and daughter. Yes, that was a fine fellow you let into the house, said her father. I only wonder how many silver spoons are left in the cupboard by this time. And now the father and the daughter are talking about their own belongings and the valuable things, that the man is still in our house and there may be chances of looting and robbing our valuable things from our house. So the wagon had hardly stopped at the front step when the iron master asked the valet whether the stranger was okay still there, the guards. Okay. He added that he had heard at church that the man was a thief. The valet answered that the fellow had gone and that he had not taken anything with him at all. On the contrary, he had left behind a little package which Miss Williamson was to be kind enough to accept as a Christmas present. And now so see the valet, okay, the servants, was giving explanation about the stranger to the father of Videla Williamson, the daughter, that the man has not taken anything. He moved away quietly, giving a packet of Christmas present, and requested that if she is kind enough, okay, she will definitely accept his gift as a Christmas present. Now see what was that. The young girl opened the package, which was so badly done up, means it was not nicely packed, that the content came into view at once. And finally, could see some handwriting, okay, some content. She gave a little cry of joy. I mean, she was very much surprised after getting a gift. She found a small rat trap, and in it lay three wrinkled 10 kroner notes, and the note he has stolen that was stuck and thrust inside this small rat trap. But that was not at all. In the rat trap lay also a letter written in large jagged characters, very nicely, okay, and in cursive handwriting it was written, honored and noble may see the writing, okay, and see how the language now changed. Since you have been so nice to me all day long, as if I was a captain, I want to be nice to you in return, as if I was a real captain, for I do not want you to be embarrassed at this Christmas season by a thief. Now see, he was completely a changed man, okay, because of the affectionate touch of the daughter, okay. And now see the language makes things clear that now he was a changed man, and now he has totally uh, mm, changed his direction, okay, from evil to good, okay. And now he was a good human being. But you can give back the money to the old man on the roadside who has the money pouch hanging on the window frame as a bait for poor wanderers. Now he's giving explanation, okay. And the rumor that was about him and about his theft. The rat trap is a Christmas present for a rat who would have been caught in this world rat trap if he had not been raised to captain, because in that way he got power to clear himself. Written with friendship and high regard, Captain von Nestal. Means these words were written, okay, on the piece of paper with a very jagged handwriting, okay, very cursive and stylish handwriting, and this was the message there, that now you can give the 30 kroners note to the crofter and can have the trap as a gift, as a Christmas gift from my side, and now he is trying to tell, trying to say to the daughter of the Iron Master that now I will try to be a very good human being, okay? If not as a captain, but as a, if not as a captain, but surely and certainly as a good human being. And then he wrote the same name that they had thought that this man is like Captain Von Stahel, and this was the signature of, signature of or the name of the strangers. He wanted to now accept, means now he has accepted the name of the captain, and now he wanted to be like him. He wanted to be like him not as a regiment officer, but as a good human being. And now see how he was a changed one, okay? And now what will happen after next we don't know, but finally a good touch, affectionate treatment can change a bad human being, an evil person, in a good one. And this is the moral of this story. Thank you very much. All the best. God bless you all. 5 मिनट का रेस्ट